Welcome to the series of Azure ML Toolbox video tutorials. Today I am going to talk about Add Rows control in Azure ML. This control is used to append rows from one dataset to the end of another dataset. I already have two datasets on the canvas. First one is MNIST train 60K 28 by 28 dense dataset and the other one is test datasets. Let's visualize these datasets. The train dataset has 60,000 rows and 785 columns. Let's visualize test dataset. The test dataset has 10,000 rows and 785 columns, which are common in test dataset as well as train dataset. Next, get Add Rows control on canvas, for which you want to go to Data Transformation tab and Expand Manipulation tab and drag Add Rows control on the canvas. As you can see, there are two input ports and one output port to Add Rows control. There is a red mark which says Input Port Dataset 1 is unconnected. So we will go and connect the dataset. Now it says Input Port Dataset 2 is unconnected. So we will connect the second dataset. Datasets are now connected to the input ports of Add Rows control. Keep in mind, to concatenate rows together, the rows must have the same schema. This means the same number of columns and the same type of data in the columns. Our datasets satisfy this condition. Now we will run the experiment. The experiment has finished running and we can see the output results. Right-click on the output port of Add Rows control and select Visualize. If you remember, there were 60,000 rows in dataset 1 and 10,000 rows in dataset 2. The resulting dataset has 70,000 rows, which is the sum of the rows of dataset 1 and dataset 2. Thus, we have appended the rows from dataset 2 to the end of dataset 1. You must have noticed that you cannot filter the source dataset when adding rows. All the rows from both datasets provided as inputs are concatenated when you use Add Rows control. If you want to add only a few rows, use partition and sample control to define a condition to filter the rows and generate a dataset with only the rows you want. Add Rows control is useful when you have been working with different datasets and you want to combine the datasets to a single dataset. So this is how Add Rows control works. Thank you.